All right. Hello and welcome to Concert Pipeline. That is Jen Schipull.
And that is Steve Jones.
And we have Joe Wilson with us today, former Concert Pipeline host. We are here today for episode 300 of Concert Pipeline podcast. How do you guys feel?
I'm gonna feel a whole lot better in a second here, boys. Cheers!
Yes.
Whoa,
Cheers!
Cheers!
Yes.
Thank you to my lovely wife. Cheers! 300.
300.
Yes.
You know, there was something about Thermopylae in there.
Yeah. Jens did a little finger raise there. I noticed.
I was just hoping nobody would notice that. I saw
it was
myself do it on
noticed.
camera. Like,
Wait. We're talking about pinkies up.
Yeah, pinkies
I love
up.
Yeah, this little guy, right?
That's how I drink my coffee.
That's how you do.
Well,
Wow.
apparently you're good.
It's off to a good start. So
Anything
we have a
and
lot to
everything
be
I'm
proud
drinking.
of. Yes. So we'll give a little bit of history here to start out. So Concert Pipeline episode 1 was January 10th. Do you remember what year that was, Joe?
2000 and I'm gonna guess 13.
14.
Yeah. You know what? I said 13, and I was like, no, that's not it. It was 14 because I remember I found out very shortly thereafter that I was gonna have a son.
Yes. Both were great births in your life. And, you know.
But I can only take care of one baby, okay?
I'm glad you're here for me. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm back. I'm the dad who went out for cigarettes at episode 100 and never came back.
It's
I
pretty
was
much
like,
it.
I gotta go. I'll be back.
You came back for 200, maybe
You did.
before that, but
You did.
So I showed up for
definitely
your 12th birthday, and now here I am. You're 18. Yay! And I'm here.
Okay, so remind us, episode 1 was legit podcast, or was this back in the days of TV?
This was a podcast. We started out running, working in content and starting with episodes from the old Concert Pipeline TV show.
Right.
From
We rehashed old interviews, right?
We did, because we needed to start somewhere and have bands interested in being on the program. So some of that was not, the most recent, but it got us off the floor, right?
Well, I don't know that we ever came up from it.
Wow.
All right, I've got one for you, Steve. What was our first interview together, and where?
Monkey at Santa Cruz.
Where? In Santa Cruz?
Santa Cruz at the Catalyst? No, the Atrium. The Atrium.
The
Yes.
Atrium, yeah. Which
Yes.
is the Catalyst / Atrium, so it's the same thing,
I guess.
veritably.
And episode 100 aired on April 12th of what year, Jens?
What was the question?
What year did episode 100 air?
Longer than I thought it did. I don't know. God, I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say 2016.
2016. Yes.
Yes. Nice.
Yes. And that was the episode that Joe had a surprise at the end of the show, and that was that he was stepping aside from the podcast.
That's right.
That's right.
I
was like,
I went out on top. Not like Tom Brady, who is actually on top and should retire.
He is.
He's so pliable.
And coincidentally, Jens helped out with an interview on that episode with Brendan James, who played here right in my front yard, 3 steps to my left, actually, right? So that
was a good episode.
Yeah, that was great. That might have been the first concert we did together for the show.
Yeah, and so then it just
you came to everything in transit. Tenure.
Yeah, but there were no interviews.
That was before.
Yeah, but we recorded in the car on the way home.
No, okay.
We did.
Which I think was Jens' first appearance.
Could have been.
That was the concert on. Where was that? That was off of Van Ness, right?
I think it was the Regency Ballroom.
Yeah, the Regency Ballroom. I remember this for several reasons. One of you two urinated on the building next door across the street.
Well,
I'm trying to remember who that was.
me.
You're gonna. I mean, we can get into this. We're gonna save that for later. But
All right, wait. Stay tuned, folks. We've got that coming later.
Well,
We'll get into that later.
We'll come back to that. We have more pressing matters, and we do want to mention it is just a few days for St. Patrick's Day. We all have our Guinness. We're celebrating in style. Yeah, there we go.
I just had a shot of Green Spot Irish whiskey, casked in Chateau Montelena Chardonnay barrels. It was delicious.
Well, I mean, that is Irish indeed, so I like it. And along with that, we have to really celebrate in a way that that we love to do here in Concert Pipeline, and that's with a great Irish band, right? An Irish band from LA, that is.
arguably the greatest Irish band.
Yeah, I mean,
name a greater.
A lot of argument.
Name a greater.
Well, people have the split between Flogging Molly and Dropkick Murphys. They, Jens and I had an opportunity to see them at both tour, together, which was pretty amazing.
So Dropkick had one good album and one great song, and that was it.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
Flogging Molly continues to release fantastic content consistently.
They do.
Yeah, man, they're on a roll. They go and go and go, even with their concert names. What was the name of that concert that just went on forever?
The Green 17.
17.
Yes. And yeah, so we had a chance to, Jens and I had a chance to interview Nathan from Flogging Molly just a few days ago.
Wait.
Yes.
Talking about Flogging Molly.
We are talking about Flogging Molly. That we have them on the program tonight.
When we say the greatest Irish band of all time, it's only Flogging Molly.
Of course.
Hold on.
Dropkick Murphys are not even.
Real quick, man.
Okay.
Wardrobe change. We're talking about Flogging Molly now.
We are. So he's
got
the shirt up again. Cheers pretty quickly.
Yeah.
All right, Flogging Molly, man. I'm ready.
Okay. So we're so yeah, like I said, we had a chance to talk to Nathan from Flogging Molly. We're going to bring in that interview with Nathan right now. Let's check it out.
Nathan, there he is.
Hey, Nathan.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Wait. Is this live?
Not bad. This is what was that, Joe?
Is this live?
This was a live interview, yes.
Wait, like right now?
Okay. We're gonna play the interview. I've interviewed you. This is like the fourth time I've interviewed you over the years, by the way. So that's not a quiz. I don't expect you to remember me.
We interviewed you together once. That was several years ago. I remember at the back. I don't know. Was it Slim's? I don't remember where it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember the specifics, but I bet you could refresh my memory. I did see that in the email that you had. We had done some interviews in the past, and that was cool. So it's nice to see you guys again. I can see your cool Flogging Molly Irish flag.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to tell you something right now. I bought this shirt because my old Flogging Molly shirt just got worn out, right? It's borderline rags. So I decided I need to buy another one. And I bought this at the last concert that we went to, last Flogging Molly concert we went to.
It was the one with Dropkick, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was with Dropkick Murphys. And I was so excited, I'm going to wear this next time we go to Flogging Molly. And we haven't gone. Either the timing was wrong or the pandemic happened, and
yeah, gosh. Well, I'm sure that's happened to quite a few people, Well, I mean, maybe not that exact story, but yeah, here we are. Dun, 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 right?
Right.
So I went to Colorado for the first time a year and a half ago. Really just went to go to Red Rocks. Because I'd heard, in talking to so many bands, I've, heard so many things about Red Rocks and how it's magical and that sort of thing. So I'm sure you guys have played Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that experience like for you? And especially, I mean, kind of being on both sides, either in the crowd, at a show or, and being able to be on stage there, because it's a really incredible venue.
Yeah, it's my favorite venue, and I have a handful of top venues in the world, but that's my favorite venue in the world. it is special. It's you've been there, so you know, and you know, all the great artists like you too. You're drinking Guinness, obviously. You know, Bob Marley, the Beatles. You know, there's so many just legends played there. And yeah, living here, I try to see as many concerts as I can. And we'll go on hikes around there. It's just a beautiful place to take friends and family from out of town. And yeah, playing there was really special. We got a chance to play Red Rocks twice, and it's really cool that they actually have a kind of a museum of all the artists that have ever played there. So I actually think it's really special to have the opportunity. So I brought my family there and showed them, like, hey, look, this is when we played, and my family have also seen us play there. So yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, especially I've been there on a cold night, but the energy makes up for it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As you look back, at Swagger, tell me what are your memories of that album? Like what kind of creating it, and kind of the importance of it to Flogging Molly. Like I listened to it again today. And I can listen to it 1,000 times. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and it's just incredible. So what is that album for you?
Thank you, first of all. That's really kind. Well, looking back at that time was pretty special and very different from life today, in the sense that every one of us had a day job. It was 1998 when we recorded that record. We were all working whatever random jobs we were working. We would rehearse 2 days a week, West LA rehearsal studios, every Tuesday and Thursday. We would gig every Monday night at Molly Malone's, and we'd work, whatever our jobs were. And it was just a different energy, because you had to it was extra, because everyone had to survive. And then you had to put in everything you had for this band that you were paying to be in a sense, because you weren't getting paid. You had to pay to rehearse. You had to pay for a rehearsal space. You had to pay gas money to get somewhere. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you weren't getting paid for it. We drank more than we would get paid at Molly's, right? Molly Malone's.
Yeah.
Really. And so it was just so much faith in what we were doing back then.
And so my last question will be, and maybe it's less of a question and more of a request, but going back to Swagger and how amazing it is, have you ever done a show where you play an album from beginning to end? Because I would pay top dollar to see Swagger for but in its entirety. So.
Well, as a matter of fact, we did when Swagger. It's funny, Swagger just turned 20 years. When Swagger turned 15, I think it was the first year of the cruise. I think it was, and we actually played the first concert we did on that cruise ship was the whole album Swagger from
oh my gosh,
front to back. And I actually thought maybe we would do that because of the 20th anniversary, but that's come and gone.
we can get Swagger to legal drinking age here, and well, that's a reason to celebrate. So
I will say that I really enjoyed it. I think the rest of the band did too, and so I imagine, I'd like to think in the years to come, it might be something that happens again.
Okay, well, we'll be there for it. So. Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan, again, thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for bringing your talent, to the world. My last question is, what are you going to do on St. Patrick's Day? Is it going to be the ice fishing thing, or is it going to be what?
Maybe. No, I'll St. Patrick's Day, it's the Flogging Molly live stream, right? So that's going to be my day. And I actually, who knows, this is something that just right before this interview started, I did my very first ever cameo request.
I saw you had that on your Instagram. So
did you? Yeah, so that's interesting. I signed up today for that, and actually a longtime fan and friend sent a request in and seemed genuinely excited about that, and that really made my day. I thought that was cool. So that's one of the things again, even like a few months ago, the thought of doing something like that would just be really alien to me. But I looked into it. I asked a couple friends what they thought about it, and they seemed to think it was actually something that was pretty positive. And then I saw some people that I liked on there, like Mickey D from Motorhead, and then my friend El Jefe is on there from NoFX. I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool, and I think I see the positivity in it. I really do. So it's a stretch for me, to be honest, because it's just different. It's a different mindset, but I think I've been living with an outdated mindset for some time, to be honest with you. And so hopefully it's something that's good, and hopefully Joanna likes her message.
I'm sure she will. And we have to have different mindsets. And a lot of bands also, when this started, right, and everything came to a screeching halt, they're like, okay, I'll do an Instagram live show, I guess, because you got to scratch that itch. You got to get out there. You got to get creative, and you got to connect with your fans in some way, right? So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, props to you for doing that.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Oh, right. So that was the clip of Flogging Molly. If you want to hear that interview in full, then you can check out an upcoming episode where we're going to play the full episode interview with Flogging Molly. So thank you, Nathan, for being on the program. Yes.
Oh, that wasn't live? I thought that was live. I don't
Right.
I was like, are we surprising me? Is that happening? Are we going to have him here? Is he here right now? Where is he?
We wanted to have Nathan on the show live, but he's celebrating St. Patrick's Day, as he should be. So probably having a Guinness as we speak. So cheers to you, Nathan.
Cheers.
We have a lot of fun planned on this episode. A lot of flashbacks to some of the best memories that we have had over the last year since 2014, and some interviews. We'll have a little bit of music mixed in there, not a lot, but and some surprises. And Joe, I want to start with
I want to call you out.
I want to call you out. So when we were talking about episode 300, do you remember what something is that you recommended that I try?
I don't, actually. I remember talking about playing the game Money.
That's going to happen later in the show. Yep.
That's, okay, all right. It's a fun-filled evening with Stephen Jones as your host. Steve, take me on this magical mystery tour. I want to know where we're going next.
Okay, so where we're going next. You are impressed that I know all of the words to "It's the End of the World as We Know It" by REM. You're onto a Pliny.
That's a huge thing. You know that? There's a lot of words in that song.
You've heard me sing it too, Jens. So
a lot of words.
Pliny.
You can attest to it. Well, Joe put a challenge out there to sing "It's the End of the World as We Know It" a certain way. Do you remember that challenge, Joe? You don't remember?
I don't. No. Well, I mean, I've been drinking. My recall is basically zero right now. I am existing as a stream of consciousness. All right, I want to hear Jens' thoughts.
Okay. First thought, you got to sing it backwards.
Okay, nope, not that one.
Second thought is sing it in your Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck voice.
Also not that one. Here, I think the only thing we can do is.
What about Elmo?
We got to roll that beautiful bean footage.
That's great. It starts with a monkey, trebuchet, and buttercream gang, and Taking Back Sunday is fucking awesome. Kyle Gas, Metal Option, Mountain King, Spin, Dr. Smash Mouth, and Magic Money, Carbon Leaf, 10,000 Maniacs, Bleachers, Wild Cub, The English Beat, Hutchinson with Caraba, Matt, Costa White, Eros, Nostalgia, Moon, Alice, There, Run by Night, and Conbrio, Cowboy Month, and The Steakhouse. Creed Bratton, CA, Honey Drop,
Are these the actual lyrics, or did somebody change them?
Yeah, no. These are
Gary Oldman, Talking Heads, Sam, Joe Lewis, Walker, Brendan James, Greg Payne, Foreigner, Magic Giant, Martin Barr, Mouse Powell, White Reaper, Sunseeker, Kimber Stars, and Steve Paul. Listen to Sylvan Esso, Tell Me with Stephen Page and Tiffany in the Mainland. you Blue October phenomenons, Ben Kweller, Brittany Turner, Allison James. It's episode 300 and we know it. It's episode 300 and we know it. It's episode 300 and we know it. And I feel fine.
It keeps
Are
going.
you doing this in your bathroom?
It looks like it.
After brother Shirley King and Alien F on the match.
Oh, God,
Days,
it keeps
immediate
going.
family.
Why is there all-
Bear, Riley Moore, Andy Watts, Animal Weapon, Lumineers, Evolutionaries, Less Than Jake, Charming Liars, Practice Moon, Texas, Joan of Arc, Nashville. Uh-oh, this means William the Conqueror, Paul Lauren, and Good Bison. The Sounds, the Buckleys, the Blanks, Burrito Brothers, Eliza and the Delusionals, Casey and Plato ITs, and the Mowglis. It's episode 300, and we know it. It's episode 300, and we know it.
You're letting it ride.
Episode 300,
You're like, no, we're going to
and we
listen to the
know
whole
it.
damn thing.
And I feel fine.
Drop the mic. Yes. You know, I've never actually read the lyrics to that song, and it's amazing how much
it's
like
cool.
concert pipeline that song is.
It's coincidentally, bands that we've interviewed. So
Prophetic.
I couldn't fit
Well
them
done.
all in. I'm sorry, Joe, but I'd say I
There
got
are 300 episodes, Steve. There are too many, but you picked the best. I salute you, sir. I didn't, the second that the music started playing, I knew what you had been referring to. But yeah, my preparation, my pre-gaming, it's
It's impacting you, is it?
There is no before, there is no after. There's only episode 300 in Concert
And we know
Pipeline.
Yes.
And we know it, yes. And I feel fine. I mean, I feel better than fine, but,
Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling good. Glad you're feeling good. So,
Well done, Steve. That was
thank
fantastic.
you.
That was insanely impressive.
Got to kick us off with some fun, right? So,
Yeah.
so you guys also chose some of your favorite clips. So we're going to be going through those tonight, and I'm going to start with one that Jens chose as he went back through the episodes. This is from episode 201 of Concert Pipeline, and let's.
This is episode 201, Jens. We're in our third 100. Is that how that works?
That's how that works, I guess. I don't know if this makes any sense, but when you're born, you start your year to year number 1, right?
Yeah.
So you're 6 months old, and then you're yay, you're 1 year old, right?
Yes.
But what you're really doing is you're starting.
You're completing your first year. Yes.
You're starting your second year. So it's
wait, when you're
for the whole year, you have to tell everybody, yeah, I'm 1 year old, but not really. It's you're living your second year,
So-
into your second year.
When you're 6 months old, you're starting your second year.
Yeah, whatever. So what I'm saying,
And you have to tell everybody, are you completely vocal? Hello, everybody. This is my second year on the planet, and
Oh yes, no, I'm talking hypothetically, silly man.
Yes.
So the point is, we did episode 200 last go around,
We did.
but we're into our 300 year already, right? Because we're approaching that year,
Right.
300.
It's not our 300th year of doing the podcast.
I'll stop arguing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to make this point, and it's completely failing. And as I'm trying to explain myself, I realize it doesn't make any sense. So
It doesn't.
whatever, just ignore me.
We don't expect you to start making sense now, just because we're 200 episodes in, Jens.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't expect anyone to, hold their breath in terms of, your co-host making any sense.
And so, tell me about the Dylan show. How was it?
Well, it was really interesting, which is probably a good word to use for Dylan. Very interesting. It's just sort of a very interesting character anyway. Great way to describe a Dylan show. If you were to call it something, if the concept could rename itself, it would be name that tune.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. It's always
name that tune, because literally you have no idea what the guy is singing, and you're lucky if you can figure it out before the song ends. I mean, it was like Nazi City. There were people patrolling the crowd constantly, and over the over the speakers, they kept on telling everyone what the rules were. Right?
Okay.
No cell phones.
uh-huh.
Right? You could not take photos. Okay. You could not take videos. You had to have your cell phone off.
Yeah.
If you stood up, And if you were, stood up and you were obstructing someone's view, that was also not allowed. They were kicking people out of the venue for not
really?
complying.
You saw this happening? Like people being
Yeah.
kicked out of a Dylan show for standing
Right.
up or something? Like,
Yeah, except for the hippie in front of me. There was this hippie. He was 80-something years old, and I'm sure he was at Woodstock to see Dylan there too.
Right.
He was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Tried to have a conversation with him. He wasn't understanding a single word I was saying. It was really weird. And he was the comic relief. Like,
he understood
was the
Dylan
comic relief out of the
completely
entire
well.
thing. Probably. Yeah. Probably had this like, he was on the same. He was on the same level, whatever level that is.
Whatever it is.
That Dylan is on.
Yeah.
This guy was resonating with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was super paranoid. I was like, I wanted to get some photos. I wanted to get some, video or at least some audio or something. But I was so paranoid that I was going to get kicked out. I decided, okay, I'm going to wait till the very end. I'm going to wait till the encore, and I'm going to try to record these two songs. I knew there were going to be two. I knew which ones there were going to be.
Yep.
And because of Google, and if I get kicked out, that's fine. I'll just take the risk.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So here I am, encore. Right. I'm getting my phone ready, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to keep it on the down low. I'm going to take a video, but just to get the audio portion. Right.
Yeah.
So here I am. The thing's playing. I got the audio, and it's like, okay, it's cool. I can tell it's working. And then I tried to hide my phone. So I sit on it, right? I put it in between my legs, and I just kind of sit on it with the microphone, with like the microphone pointing towards the stage, right?
What are you doing?
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, cool. No one's going to see that I'm recording this. I'm not going to get kicked out. And I was so proud of myself. And then on the way home, I'm listening to it, and it literally sounds like someone sitting on a phone recording a concert.
Oh
I mean, I thought I knew about iPhones, but I guess there's another microphone, like where my balls were.
Yeah, it was recording your crotch.
Sitting on one of the mics, and so I got the content, but it sounds muffled.
I just have one question here. I mean, I really have 100, but I'll limit it to one.
I was wearing pants. I knew you were going to ask me, like, were you wearing pants? Yes, I was wearing pants.
You knew where I was going. Then I have two. Do you know that your phone has this application? It's pretty nifty. It's called Voice Memos.
I was thinking about it, and I almost used voice memos, but I couldn't remember exactly what file format voice memos records in, and whether that was going to fly.
It's an audio format, yeah, like M4A or something like that. Like,
it doesn't require some crazy conversion or something?
No.
All right, okay.
No.
Well, whatever.
No.
It still would have come out muffled.
I mean, if it's sitting down, if you're holding it, then it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would be fine.
Yeah.
But if it's tucked in between your pants because you're trying to hide it from, what do you call it, Nazi City, then...
It was crazy. They were everywhere.
They were everywhere, were they, Jens?
Nazi City. I will point out the one thing that I stuck to in that whole interview, or back and forth, the dialogue there. Dylan did not play Woodstock. I'm just saying.
You know what? Don't, bring history into this.
Hendrix played a Dylan song at Woodstock. He played All Along the Watchtower, which is one of the all-time greatest Dylan songs.
Greatest song.
There's a call out. That's probably what you're thinking, right?
Well, yeah, that's probably what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. The one thing that I did not mention in that interview, in the clip anyway, is that I flew all the way to Texas to see Dylan.
Yeah.
Here in the Bay Area.
I'm impressed.
And all we needed was two songs, Jens. And,
all we needed was two songs, and I flew all the way to Texas, and I fucked up the audio, man.
Couldn't do it.
What songs did he play?
Oh, it was some more of his,
His more contemporary shit?
Old hits. No.
Did he play his old songs?
Well, he usually plays when he's out on concert. He's like always playing. For years and years and years, he's always on the road, and it's typically always the same 20, 21 songs out of maybe 35.
Right.
So it's always, when you look up his set lists online, it's almost all the same, you know, throughout the years.
Doesn't mix it up too much.
Yeah. So
who can
you know,
blame
he'll
him?
add, yeah, right. He'll add
Yeah.
stuff when there's a new album out, you know, maybe. But at the encore, it's usually always his big, you know.
Is he going to be playing his
Rolling
13
Stone or whatever?
Is he going to be playing his 14-minute song at his new shows?
You know,
Probably not.
The whole Dylan concert is like a 90-minute song.
Right.
It's just like, oh, I don't know.
Just all blends together.
Right.
Yeah. So our next clip. Nothing. That was not a Dylan accent at all. Not at all.
You know what?
So
I'm gonna bust out one of my favorite moments from the show.
Okay.
It wasn't a Dylan moment. It was a Brett Dennen moment.
Ah, Dennen. Yes, Dennen. We love Dennen. We're talking about Brett Dennen.
When and where did that happen?
That was Bottle Rock. Had to have been, I don't know, 5 years ago. What? 4 years. Yeah. 14 years ago. I don't know.
4 years ago.
Sending me baseball signs over here. So yeah, it was 4 years ago, and it was just, you know, a funny host moment where it would be Liam from Eye on the Bay, and he's
Liam from Eye on the Bay. What stage was he at?
He was at the culinary stage, and musicians are paired with chefs, famous chefs, to make
right.
you know, food, fancy food and stuff. And
Liam remember the musician?
The musician? Yeah, it was Brett Dennen.
Yeah,
we're talking about, right? Yeah,
Dennen.
Yes. And so he brought Brett Dennen up and introduced him as Dennen. You all know him. You all love him, Dennen. And he said, Brett Dennen. And it's an inside joke until now, apparently, all the way through now.
Joe and I forever, but I love it so much. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. That awkward son of a bitch up on stage, not knowing who he was introducing or who he was about to cook with.
No.
Dennen! And then like the crowd doesn't respond. And then he's like, Dennen! I love it. It's pretty great. Making me laugh. God damn, I love that moment.
We gotta love it. So we're gonna roll into another clip here, and this is one that you chose, Joe, as a memorable moment for you. We took several trips to Santa Cruz to interview a couple of bands, and it's not a short trip.
All of them ill-fortuned trips to Santa Cruz.
did not work out in our favor at that venue.
No, and, none of them did.
And so this clip was a clip from one of those expeditions, and we had an interview scheduled with Kyle Gass of Tenacious D fame, and also the Kyle Gass band I think he was doing at the time. He's had a couple of different bands.
Yeah.
But, Trainwreck?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Thunder Trainwreck, yeah.
I'm drunk. I literally don't exist outside of this moment right now.
This is all that matters right now. I'm glad you're feeling the moment. Yeah, so we had an interview with Kyle Gass, and being young in the podcast, you know, as a producer, I thought, you know, it would be a good idea if our guest did the music news with us, you know, as part of the program. So we'll talk to the
Wait, but what was that? Had happened before.
I think I did it one other time before with.
And you were like, it was great. They jumped into the clip, and it went really well. It was fantastic, and I was like, yeah, it worked out well. It worked out well one time where it was fine, and we were able to talk music. And this time we'll let the clip explain itself as far as, you know, how the interview with Kyle Gass went. So I'm gonna play the beautiful bean footage.
Hello and welcome to Concert Pipeline. My name is Steve Jones.
I'm Joe Wilson.
And today on the program for the music news, we have a special guest, Mr. Kyle Gass.
No interview, folks. Unfortunately, no interview. Kyle didn't have time for an interview tonight. He had kind of a cramped schedule. So the homeless people...
it's like saying, you know, this tastes like shit. Well, how do you know?
Well, I've had a bit of shit splatter into my mouth at some point. I used to raise pigs. I've definitely had pig shit in and around my mouth.
So you would be an aficionado in that area. But
I wouldn't say
others,
I wouldn't
many
say
others
I'm an
who use that
efficient
phrase may not have that experience.
Right. I'm not an aficionado, but I definitely had some shit splatter in my mouth more than once. It's probably why I'm so sickly. Not human feces, mind you. I'm proud to say I've never taken a dump.
There were
dangerous.
opportunities tonight, Joe, and you passed them up.
This episode features a special guest in addition to Kyle Gass, Party Casey, a local celebrity, been in a couple movies, a couple commercials, wears a trucker hat with an upturned brim and a bandana under that, has sweet party hair, and little board shorts. He's a sprightly little fellow. I'd say he weighs in at probably 130 pounds, standing about 5'6" high, big smile on his face, friendly guy, local celebrity. Jumped into the middle of the interview. You're going to hear him a little bit later. I don't think he said much, and then he had Steve hold his camera for him, which Steve obliged. And no, it was his phone.
Which he actually got the picture with KG, and we actually didn't end up with one.
That's wow. I guess Party Casey schooled us.
How to do it.
Look at how Party Casey did it. Swooped in.
And today on the program we have Mr. Kyle Gass.
How in the world did you get me?
Oh man,
that's what I'd like to know. What is this podcast? What? All right.
Steve's very well connected.
Wait a minute. All right.
It had nothing to do with me.
I'm in the pipeline now. What do you got for me? Well, I hope I can help your numbers. I want CP to be number one.
That's the goal, right?
Of course. Always. World domination.
That's the goal.
Exactly.
So we're on the sidewalk here in front of the Catalyst here in Santa Cruz.
We're sound checking. You might be able to hear some electric guitar.
It's good. It gives it that organic feel.
Yes.
It is. And so let's start with a little bit of music news, shall we?
Our favorite segment.
Okay, so the first story up is that Tommy Lee is recording with the Smashing Pumpkins. So what are your thoughts on Tommy Lee with Smashing Pumpkins?
Well, I think the Pumpkins just became a supergroup.
They did, right? That's a good. Yeah. I had a chance to see him at the Fillmore when they did a residency there, and he played for like 3 hours.
3 hours?
It was like endless.
Dear Lord.
I left after 10.
I don't know how these people. I mean, you always hear these shows.
Yeah.
Played for 3.5 hours.
And yeah.
But I guess the longest show has only been like just over 4 hours.
Fair enough.
But I did see Springsteen play, and there was a time in there I thought, I could go look for an apartment and come back.
They could do a credit check.
Play the hits. When he starts going in the and something's over. I heard that they were offered $1 billion.
Billion?
Yeah.
It was astronomical.
I would do anything for well, no, that's I have my price.
You would do anything for $1 billion?
I know. I don't know. The $1 billion is a lot of money. I have integrity though. I couldn't do it. I couldn't look myself in the mirror after, sucking Satan's cock for $1 billion. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Wow. Yeah, when you
Well, that's that's the worst thing I could
if you
think.
had to suck some cock though. I don't know. It'd be like with Satan. I mean,
better cocks than Satan. Suck, I
get any better.
Dude, I am so into Danzig. I think I have to sound check though.
So that was it. The interview with Kyle Gass right there. I mean, we truncated it down, but you heard how he went straight to sound check. We didn't even get to do the interview.
You cut him saying, "How did you guys get me?" Or did we not record that?
No, it was at the beginning. We heard it.
It was it. Oh, okay.
It was it was there. It was the first thing he said actually after we welcomed him down was, "How did you guys get me?"
That explains why I was like, "What?"
Yeah, and didn't quite make it through a full interview, I would say, right? So
he's like, "I got a sound check."
We learned the music news is something to be done after the band interview. From that point, I think is pretty fair assessment that
it's a segment for the show. Yes,
exactly, and they don't need to be a part of it. We could talk to them about their music and what they want to hear, right? What they want to get out there. So, yeah, Jens, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. So tell me more about all the trips to Santa Cruz.
There were only a couple. 2, and the other band was the Toasters, and we were supposed to have an interview with them, and the singer was doing merch, and he kept sending us in different yeah.
Dude, okay, so the Toasters are like an international ska band, so how in the fuck is one of the lead? He was the bassist. How the fuck is he working the merch table? I'm just like, what? They can't afford to have one fucking person do that kind of bullshit for them on their tour?
Yeah.
Damn, that's rough.
It was, and he kept sending us to different portions of the venue to find people who are not at those locations where he said they would be. So
we got dicked on that one. He just like sent us in that direction. He was like, go that way, and then we came back and we did what he told us to, and then we were all, hey, it's way past the time you told us to be there, and he was like, yeah, I'm working the table. Do you remember that, Steve? I went over to talk to him and was like, hey man, I was like, we were supposed to do an interview like an hour ago, and we've been standing here, and you said just wait, I'll be over in 10 minutes, and you're still standing here selling CDs in 2014.
Well, we see, we see who made it, right? So I mean, we're the Toasters today, and here we are on Concert Pipeline at episode 300. So
we're still here. Yeah, we outlasted. That's saying something.
We're not going away.
It's something to be proud of, right?
Steve, do you remember the show that we saw the Toasters play at?
Was it Slim's?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
They opened for Real Big Fish at the Fillmore.
Fillmore?
When you held the camera, and McDermott and I. Shout out Chris McDermott, one of the original hosts.
He was watching. I don't know if he still is, but he commented on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah. No, dude, one of the OGs. Jens, do you know the name of Chris McDermott?
No.
You're not familiar?
The original Irishman in the group. Although Steve has his old red chin and old red hair and old red
I keep it going until St. Patrick's Day, and then March 18th is when I shave it down. So but I get my leprechaun beard on as much as I can for like 6 weeks leading up to it.
You're saying you literally start growing it on the 18th through the rest of the year, and now you look like this a year later.
This is a year's worth of beard.
No, I'm the one who's been growing it since the 18th of last year, and this is as good as it gets, team.
And I always have to be put to gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck is with the hat when you started the episode, and then that's why I was like, wait, is this live? Because you were wearing the hat, and Jens was wearing the same shirt.
I know. I got confused for a second. Like, what? We're doing it again?
Yeah.
Because it was so similar. The transition. Yeah, right.
It's smooth. It's seamless. That's how we roll here, right?
I'm just very drunk. So I was like, is that happening? Is it happening right now? All right, let's get on to the next segment here.
On to the next. You're right. Okay, so you each had a clip that you chose. So it's an interview that was memorable for me, and this is one that Jens participated on backstage at Slim's with Dan Leyes from Augustana, as he puts it. I would always call him Augustana, but
Augustana.
Yeah, he says it Augustana. Yeah, and so this was a memorable one because this band was impactful for me in a lot of ways, and in my life, and definitely memorable in my life. I'll just say it. I proposed to the ex-wife on stage at this band's concert. So it was so getting to interview him a couple of times was really cool. I've blabbed on too long now. Yep, here it comes, Augustana.
You can have mine. If you're running out of rope, you can have mine. If you're getting low on hope, you can have mine. If you need eyes to guide you home, you can have mine. If your heart is all alone,
that's amazing. I mean, I understand that your latest album has a strong country feel. Mm-hmm. Did you ever feel like this is something that you should have or considered maybe in the past diving into earlier in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I don't
regret the musical choices I've made because they're always authentic. So that's good. However, I do feel that I was in the past at times asked to suppress some of these natural inclinations musically that I had. A lot of sounds that I loved, pedal steels and fiddles, and a certain type of singing and song structure was something that always came very natural to me, but because we maybe were on a big major label and we were supposed to be a rock band and, you know, following the footsteps of a lot of the people that were influencing me wasn't necessarily where, you know, maybe a big label wanted us to go. So a lot of those elements weren't really welcome in the room. So it's just good to keep trying, you know.
Yeah. Now, I think we've gone the whole interview without using the A word.
Oh, yeah.
What's
the A word?
Augustana.
Oh, Augustana. Oh, no, it's not a dirty word. That's a funny joke, though. I like that.
I know. I didn't. From what I didn't sense that you were kind of protective over
No,
it. But,
totally.
But I did, you know, I heard you say that you kind of had to just blow everything up and start from scratch, really. You know, talk to me about kind of I guess the wrapping of that part of your life and onto this next chapter. Because I feel like the last time I interviewed you, it was kind of getting there.
Yeah, certainly. The band. Well, last time we spoke, the band had officially, you know, parted ways. I had made an album on my own under the banner of Augustana at the top of the record, and there was something a bit difficult about that. I was incredibly proud of the songs, and I did my absolute best to carry all of that weight from the past 10 years, you know, forward as well as I could, but I think it became very obvious to me that, you know, that was a band, and as much as I could try to feel like it was something I could take forward, it just wasn't. And there was something that came with the collaboration of various specific players or friends or whatever it is that just, it does contribute to the overall atmosphere of that record or tour or whatever it is. And so I think I was somewhat conflicted in that journey there for Life Imitating Life on that last album, because I didn't feel the need to shed the name, and I didn't feel that the music was really gonna change or be different, and it didn't feel like in a lot of ways that it was, but something about it just wasn't right. And I was like, if I'm gonna keep making music and attempt to do this as a career, I need to own this fully and not lean on that again. That's sort of that cane, that crutch of like something that's kind of already worked, proven ticket sales out there, proven like built-in audience. Maybe they'll keep coming back if I just stay under Augustana. I just had to forget that security, and again, like you said, blow it up, burn it all down, and restart from zero, which is a difficult process because you lose a lot of people along the way, but you gain a lot of. I've gained a lot of new respect and new adulation for this particular record.
All right, that was the interview with Augustana here on Concert.
You know, I wanted more yens. That interview needed 90% more yens.
It definitely did. And there was more, but yeah, I had to truncate down responses and everything. And there were some long responses from Dan, which is cool.
I will say that I mean, that guy was about it. Like, he was legit. I mean, that was a great interview. I mean, Jens, you got really, really good answers out of him. Him talking about, like, you know, I'm going to change my name and like lose followers and like, but I have to blow it down and I feel like I have respect now. Like, it was some meaningful shit. It was a really good interview.
Yeah, I was like, wow, man, that was a really good question. How'd I come up with that?
Jens, you're that guy who dunks every time someone needs you to dunk.
Boom. Find the ball first. Like, that takes me forever.
That's right. You'll miss the free throw, but you will absolutely smash that shit to the back of the rim.
Yes.
Well done.
So, Joe, I know this next clip will you'll be really interested in because it comes from your favorite interview that we had. A band that initially, when I was offered it, I turned it down. I wasn't familiar with them, and I didn't think you would want to do the interview. And then I told you.
And then when you told me,
and I told you,
like, we need to get them. We need
you're
to
like,
get them.
get that back.
Yeah.
And luckily,
I'm like,
Carlos
whoa, wait. Do you know anything about them? Have you ever listened to them? And now I will say they are one of my favorite bands of all time. I listen to them so much. I listen to them all the time. I watch both their personal and public Instagram pages, and I like all their posts, and I just think they're the best.
You're a big fan, absolutely, of Sylvanesso, and turned me on to their music as well. And we've seen them a couple of times together live, and they never failed to deliver. I did
and
also.
Both shows were fantastic, but this one was particularly special because they were like, so like if you picture a graph that's like, you know, like a rocket ship, like this, I guess. No, more like this, right? Just up. We caught them when they were like here in the graph. So they weren't here yet where they are now.
They sold out 2 nights at the Fillmore, right? You know, so
yeah. They were like this, and then they were like this, and we caught them right there, and then they went like this, and now they're up here. They would never talk to us again. But goddamn,
there's no way of getting another interview with
no.
So
that show at the Greek was awesome.
Yeah,
this first show was better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the opening band was playing, and you and I were dancing like slightly stage left.
Yes.
And well, we were on the right, but stage left when we were up front performing, right? So we were up there, and we looked. You and I both. We were like dancing, like having a good time, and looked up, and Amelia was in the balcony, and she saw us grooving and like pointed at us, and we pointed back. You remember that?
It sounds familiar. I know. I think you were probably pretty stoked about it. You know. So
I mean, I remember it. I was like, yes, this is so awesome. They're in that little VIP pit that's just to the right of like the public seating.
Yeah,
that was the only interview I had ever done at the Fillmore. That was the only time I had ever been backstage. So I went through like 2 rooms backstage at the Fillmore, which you've been several times. I mean,
a number of times. I mean, I have memories.
Yeah.
I talk about memories of my life that are pivotal. I peed in a water bottle backstage at the Fillmore because I didn't want to leave the backstage area and didn't have a pass. So,
can you imagine Steve, who is like, you're not stealthy in any way or shape or form, and you're just like, I mean, I can only imagine what it looked like with you, with your back to where people were in the corner, peeing into a water bottle.
There's no bathroom even, right? You know, back in the backstage area. And so I had a couple of friends, you know, kind of block the curtain, you know, I'm in the band's curtained off the dressing area. And, you know, and I just took a bottle and took care of it.
If anybody hears this, you're never getting backstage at the Fillmore again. But that's some awesome shit.
Of course.
So how'd you get back there?
No, I mean, we did the interview, but then I didn't have a backstage pass per se. I had passes at the will call, but not a backstage pass. And I wanted to stay hanging backstage and up on the balcony. This is
Normally, so sound check for the bands is when you do the interviews.
Yeah, you do the interviews around sound check. Yeah.
And then it's like sound check hits. And by then they expect you to vacate, and then you walk up with a photo pass, and like you can go in the pit.
And go in the pit for a couple songs, and then exactly. And
so Steve had the media pass and was like, I can stay back here all night if I pee in a bottle.
Yeah, because I asked the security guy, I was like, I'll be right back, and he's like, oh, you're gonna need a pass to get back in, you know, and so I was like, okay, back I go.
He was like, the hell I will, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna pee in this bottle.
I want to say that was something corporate show where not that you and I went to together at the Fillmore, but that I interviewed one of the opening bands, and I was up on the balcony, and I think Andrew did a mix of Constantine and Only in Dreams by Weezer, which was
wow. I would have loved to have heard his version of Only in Dreams. That's my favorite Weezer song. Did you know that?
I don't think I knew that, but maybe I did it because I I'm surprised you didn't know that. I'm sure you've seen the video that I recorded of it because I was recording video up on the balcony. So,
like I said, being that I have had, I've had 6.5 of these. I've had almost an entire one of these. I've had a few of these.
Yes, you are going to be on.
And I've had
numbers. I mean, get
one of these, and I've been drinking since 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, that's what you're doing.
I don't, and I won't pretend to remember.
You're warming up for St. Patrick's Day.
So Joe, let's get into.
I'm not drinking St. Patrick's Day.
Let's get into your favorite.
I'll be drunk.
We're going to listen to the clip of your favorite interview, okay? So Vanessa,
my favorite interview.
Your favorite interview.
Okay. How long is
it? What a great interview. Thank you to Sylvanesso, Amelia, and Nick so much for what an awesome interview that was. I got the opportunity to fully geek out. And when I was actually nervous for this interview because I really like them a lot. So we're at the Fillmore right now. We're with Sylvan Esso. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Nick. Hello.
I'm Amelia. Hello.
And we are so happy to be here with you guys right now. So I've been a fan since I heard Coffee about a year ago, and I think that's when everybody kind of started turning their heads a little bit. And you guys have been a band since 2012. With the recent exposure kind of, blossoming for you guys. So I admit that as a fan, I follow you guys on Facebook and social media, and I was one of the lurkers on your Reddit Ask Me Anything. So nice. Yeah, which was really cool, by the way. You guys, that was great. I love that you guys fielded so many interesting questions and gave them thorough answers.
Thanks. I felt bad we had to stop. We were like, 2 hours should be plenty of time. And then it was like, we could do this for hours and hours and hours and hours. And hours.
Right. Yeah. As an avid Redditor, one of the things that community loves is whenever you guys have the inclination to feel, fawned over, you could always go back and just pick old ones and respond to them.
Is that a thing you can do?
You can go back to the threads.
Think about
I've
that.
never Reddited before. That was my only experience with Reddit ever.
Okay. I'm not a Redditor, so I don't follow a lot of that or anything. I've seen a couple of Ask Me Anythings, and they're pretty cool, but I'm not part of that culture.
We could totally do that.
We should. The Redditors would love it.
Does that make it pop back up to a thing? Like, does it show back up?
Only if people notice.
Well, so what'll happen is the person who posted the original thread, the question, it'll pop up a reply to them. So they'll have a little inbox message that's like, "Hey, replied." But then it's also part of the public record. So if you're a dork like me and you're scrolling through old posts, you can catch up on questions that didn't get answered. It happens very rarely because I think most of the people who do Ask Me Anythings don't know that it's a message board, so you can just go back.
I'd not even thought of that.
Yeah, we have a username now.
That is a deep rabbit hole, let me tell you. Hours, I've wasted a lifetime on Reddit. My wife and I have iPads and we lay on the couch next to each other and it's like very little conversation.
That or Star Trek, right? So,
well, the Star Trek is my thing. She just puts up with it. Well, so no, okay, so all right. Well, you guys are opening. I was going to ask you this first, so I'm glad you guys got the alpha strike here on me. So I'm a TNG guy because of Jean-Luc Picard. However, Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek. It is the best. It is Trek at its best.
See, we haven't
dipped into
the DSN,
and a lot of people haven't.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's something we should do on this tour now.
So I'll tell you.
Because I miss it. Like, I want to go back and just start Next Generation again from the beginning now.
I just started. So up until like a month and a half ago, I'd never seen probably an episode of Star Trek ever.
Shame on you.
Not a movie, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And after... what's his name? Leonard Nimoy died. We talked about
what's his name? How dare you?
Well, it took me a second. Sorry. I know. I have to leave now. After he died, we talked about him a bit on the podcast and brought it up. And I was like, okay, I think I'm at a point where I can start this. I wasn't ready to get to that level of nerddom, and so now I'm a season and a half in, almost 2 seasons into.
It's so good.
Into Next Generation. So.
And also, you're still in the weird phase where Next Generation's figuring out what show it's going to be.
Yeah.
Season 3 is where it really starts hitting.
That's what Joe said. Yeah.
That's what I did with Nick because Nick had never seen TNG. So
you introduced him to TNG.
So I just skipped him to. We started at
we watched the pilot.
We watched the pilot and then
skipped
to season 4.
No, that was fun. I love finding fellow geeks to geek out with, especially on the Trek. So good on both of you. But on this Sylvan Esso topic, they asked you what your name was derived from, and you guys said it was from a video game, right?
Yeah.
So the Sylvan part I got. What does the Esso come from?
Oh, Esso just sounds really good.
We got a wink there. Okay. That means you're not getting a concert pipeline.
Directed at me, not you. Oh, that's awesome. I do think it sounds good.
Just disrespected the sanctity of podcasting.
Sorry.
Podcasting is a non-wink medium. I feel like
It's true. It was for us only.
That's cool.
Well, we translated it for them. They can only imagine how great the wink was.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole room lit up.
You played Coachella the past couple of weekends. Tell me about Coachella. Like, how was that experience?
Oh.
So many crop tops in the dirt.
So much chest stubble. It's yeah.
There you go. That's it.
And that was the interview with Sylvan Esso here on Concert
Oh
Pipeline.
man,
memorable point, right?
That was such a great interview. They were so much fun. What wonderful human beings.
It was 10 of the 30 minutes that you talked about Star Trek. And like I said in the clip, I had just started. I could not hold my own in that conversation. I think at one point got up and let you. Yeah, for the nerds.
Shout out Chris McDermott again for the comment.
Again.
Nerds.
So, yes.
No G right there.
So that was a fun interview. Jens, how you feeling now?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You know, it's just I'm not a Deep Space Nine guy.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I never got into it, and I think it's just because there were one or two characters that I found so annoying. I just couldn't watch the show.
Okay. First of all, excuse me for bouncing. Second of all, what characters did you think were annoying? Because I'm going to tell you, you're wrong. Quark.
They're all great, right? Quark. Yeah. Oh.
And the money
Did you
guy.
say Quark?
Yes,
Wait, Quark and who?
Quark and the I've seen this actor in a bunch of different movies. The guy, who was he? The
What character did he play?
I don't remember. I just remember his voice.
Are you talking about Odo?
Who's Odo?
The guy with the light face that looked kind of melty. He was the shapeshifter.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I look up the
Or you can just go through the list.
Yeah, I'll look it up, because I want something definitive so I can tell you you're wrong. Okay, so first of all, Quark might be my favorite character in all of Star Trek. And I have watched a lot of Star Trek.
Your avatar at one point was Quark, so you're offended, I know.
Yeah, I'm very offended. Quark is fantastic.
I'm just so creeped out by him that it's like
What's
I just thought he was
creepy
just
about
a little too scary. I don't know.
What's scary about him?
He's just creepy.
Jens has bad dreams about Quark, Joe.
I do. He gives me nightmares.
Oh my
Not so
God.
much as
Dude, Quark. Okay, so here's why I love Quark. I'm just gonna break it down real quick for all my non-nerd fans watching.
Break it down.
So Quark is my favorite, one of my favorite, if not my favorite. It's funny because I also love Worf, who is a diametric opposite of Quark in so many ways. Here's what I love about Quark. The series starts, okay? Quark is a capitalist, okay, who only wants money, okay? He doesn't care. He's manipulating the Federation. He's playing both sides, right? He had an operation under the Dominion, or excuse me, the Cardassian occupation, right? He actually had one under the Dominion too, but that wasn't until like season 5, okay? And he's like, I'm just going to continue to maintain like what I do to make money, okay? That's all he cares about. And then by the end of the series, he sees how these Federation people live. He sees and interacts with Federation members, citizens, and it's like, oh fuck, I was wrong. I was fucking wrong. He has this philosophy, right? And he, through the whole series, 7 seasons, migrates to be a hero. Okay, there are moments where Quark is a genuine, absolute hero. He is the fucking man.
Jens, are you
Totally
sold yet?
changes.
Because he's gone, and I think for about 2 minutes now on.
Worf is
Worf.
awesome. I love Worf. I got nothing against him.
I love Worf. No, I mean, I don't.
Worf.
Not only do I have nothing against him, another character who goes from like ugh Klingon to like raw. I have an interspecies relationship and a Klingon son. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Worf is a great character. His evolution is beautiful.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next clip because we can talk about Worf and Quark all night.
You don't want to just keep talking about Star Trek?
You don't want to just keep talking about it? No, we're gonna move on to Jens's next clip that he provided as a memorable moment for him. And Jens, I give you credit on finding this clip because you had mentioned it to me, and somehow you were able to find it in all our episodes. This is from episode 231, and it's one of Jens's finest, technical moments as we know him to have. So let's give it a listen.
I'm educating Jens currently on the futuristicness of digital recording. He's like, before we started recording, he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing! You don't have to rewind it like to get to a certain spot."
I didn't say rewind. Did I say rewind? I might have said rewind, but I have no idea. I just had a massive brain fart, and for some reason, when you said that the device was playing a previous recording,
yes,
I was wondering, well, how does the device know when there's a next free sector on the drive that it can record onto? Do you have to like until you get to a free sector?
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was thinking that.
Why were you thinking
how
that?
retarded is that? Like, no, digital doesn't work like that.
Back in 8-track days, and you were living in the
like, there are 8 tracks.
No.
8 tracks.
No, I could just stop the current track that's playing and press record, and here we go, we're live.
That's amazing.
This is technology at its finest.
My childhood was not that easy.
No. You had a troubled childhood with a lot of rewinding, I'm sure.
I had a lot of rewinding, a lot of forward winding. How many times did I had to stick a pencil in a cassette
You said
tape?
forward winding.
Forward winding. That's not what it is.
Fast forwarding?
Fast forwarding.
No, we're going back. You said forward winding.
That's not a thing.
Oh my
Don't you say, oh my God, I have to fast forward this?
Yes, and you said forward winding.
Did I say you have to fast forward wind it?
No, you said forward winding.
I think forward winding is a thing.
You said rewinding and forward winding. Oh my God.
Oh, are we recording right now?
Yes,
Oh,
we
shit.
absolutely are.
Who the hell do we have on the podcast today?
I don't know, but they probably want to come over and watch a video on our VCR, right?
Yes. Oh, they're going to be excited. They're going to bring their own VHS cassette tapes to watch on our ancient piece of technology.
It's not even a cassette tape.
It's not?
It's just a tape.
It is a cassette tape.
A cassette is an audio format.
No, cassette's an audio and video.
Oh my God. Okay.
Dude, yeah. I'm right on that one. I think. Like, I'm trying to remember what the front of my last VCR looked like. Did it say cassette tape? And then you stick the thing in the cassette tape?
You Google cassette tape. This is a picture of what comes up, Jens, okay? You're like,
okay.
It's an audio. The compact cassette or music cassette is also
same difference, man. It's a tape to tape. It's a tape thing. There's a tape mechanism. It's a cassette tape. You stick it in there. Cassette doesn't mean audio only.
This guy is co-hosting this podcast, a music podcast right now, where we have legitimate bands.
I might not be, technical in that sense, but I swear all cassette tape means is that it's a tape.
It's an analog magnetic tape recording format for audio recording and playback.
Well, go find what the video equivalent is.
It's a
video cassette tape.
No, this wasn't
Here, type in video cassette tape and see if that pulls up anything. or maybe Google will say, "Did you mean video cassette or videotape?"
He said video cassette tape. That some Sony DVC tapes came up. Videotape is what it corrects to.
Are you serious?
Videotape.
I suck.
Overview.
Oh my God.
Nowhere does it. There's 0 results for video cassette tape.
That's not a thing. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Like for
videotape is magnetic
30
tape used
years.
for storing video and usually sound in addition. So no, it is not a video cassette tape, Jens. Oh my God! This is the best.
See, I don't know if I've been saying it incorrectly all this time, or if I'm just retarded right now and I'm not remembering things clearly. It could very well be either. I have no way of knowing.
There's no way of knowing.
No.
But you've been educated in this episode.
I feel hypersensitive this episode now. In fact, next time somebody utters the word video or cassette or audio, I'm going to get really nervous because I'm going to be afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing.
But you
about
know
the
better
format.
now. You know
But
better.
I know better now, yeah.
You've learned through
Yeah.
podcasting.
I have.
Technologies that
I know.
what a video tape is.
This
and
is
what a
crazy.
cassette
I'm
tape
glad we've moved on because obviously that technology was too complicated for a lot of people, including myself.
It was.
Okay. Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I just kept on digging a bigger and bigger and bigger hole for myself. I'm like, okay, next
You
topic.
did quite the hole. Real talk.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
very
that was pretty
useful.
special, right?
I have a feeling there was alcohol involved in that combo.
I mean, I don't know, but it was, it was quite a technical moment for you, and it was enjoyable. I freaking love that as well. Like it was just like my mind was blown during that clip. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was
enjoyed
pretty
it.
special.
Oh yeah, it's good times. Yes, you're finishing that Guinness, Joe.
I mean, it's gone. I just went to drink out of it. It's gone. This is gone. Okay, this is gone. This is
That's gone.
And this is gone.
Are you gone?
And this is,
How much
and
do
this
you
is gone.
consume?
You
since we
need
began
to,
this?
you need to be
Yeah,
on
I mean,
point,
I'm
okay? Because we have
pretty deep right now. There's
I need
no,
a refill.
there's no point. I am a dull
we
dull
we have
blade.
two more clips to get to, Jens, before we get to money. We have a fun round of money lined up to finish off the podcast and live stream that we
What
have
is money?
300.
I
We'll
have
get
no
there.
idea.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Just cart before horse,
love.
brother. Don't hurt me.
Oh yeah.
What are we doing?
It's like, what did Jens says, "What is love?"
Love, baby, don't hurt me.
What, Joe? What do
Don't
about?
hurt me. No more.
I do love that song. Good song.
It's great. So our next clip is going to be another memorable interview for me, and this is one that I did. We talked about it in the show last week. Even we had Angelo Bondino on, and he was the creator of Celebrating David Bowie, the concert that it was really my favorite concert, and I think Jens would rank it pretty high up there as well. It was also touted as Gary Oldman and Friends, and you got a chance to meet with Gary Oldman pre-Oscar win, and have a talk, and we're going to play that clip now.
You got him before he
Hello,
was big, right?
I'm Gary Oldman, and you're listening to Concert Pipeline.
I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Oldman. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, yeah.
First off, I got to say, this sound check is incredible, just like top notch.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of wonderful, we're lucky, we've got a lot of wonderful players. I came on because, it was a tribute to David, and I knew David, and so it for me, it's been a sort of an odd mourning process. It's been, I never thought it would be, but it's sort of been cathartic in a way. I miss connecting with him and speaking with him, and this has been the way of doing it. He would be very amused.
You love it, huh?
Yeah, maybe, but it would give him a laugh. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, you knew David for
Is that
30
what
years.
Gary
You guys go
Oldman
way
sounds
back.
like?
So,
I didn't know
how did
that.
that friendship
There's nothing in this sketch.
bloom?
There's nothing in any of these sketches.
Like most
Nothing in
people in this
any
industry,
of
he was on tour or making records, and I was on the other side of the world making movies. So we kind
Containers, not a single one.
connected when we could, either by telephone or last year or so. We used to we tried to at least Skype once a week, so we would sort of chat every Sunday morning about everything and anything.
I mean, it's really so great that you guys are doing this for charity and cancer. I mean, when cancer is a bitch, and it'll take anybody. Obviously, David Bowie's one of those greats that you just think that is never going to leave us.
He was mortal. There we go. But you don't think he's going to leave so soon, and I think whatever it was pretty nasty, and I think it must have accelerated, because the last time I saw him, saw him on a screen, just before Christmas, and he was incredibly sort of upbeat, and he always was.
Yeah.
He was always upbeat. So, he never. I think there's certain people, you could either really sink and be very negative. And I think that he was diagnosed with this thing. He knew that it was terminal.
Yeah.
And that instead of, going to the darker side, he turned it into creativity. So he made that last album.
Black Star was so beautiful, and it's just such a it's such a way to go out on top and just say, hey, I'm controlling this from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Even though there's something that I don't have control of, I'm doing everything I can.
I'm doing as much as I can to control it.
To the last day.
To the very last day.
And he wanted to do another album after Black Star, or is that?
Yeah, he was always writing.
He wasn't stopping.
No, he wasn't going to. No. I don't think he wished it into being. He wasn't nihilistic or dark like that. He was always writing. I think one chat I had with him, and I just said, so what plans you got for Dark Star? And he just said, oh my God, I'm bored. I'm moving on. Done that. Moving on to the next thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So it's a nice way of. I love music. I just love being here, joining in. I got, the opening number, but I then just do backing vocals. I'm just a passenger from there here on in with all these great singers, really great singers and musicians. So I just love being sort of part of it.
He loved being a part of it. Yes. So what a cool experience. Oh, Joe, sorry, you're muted. Okay, there you go. Carry on. What were you saying?
You muted me. I unmuted myself.
And then I can mute it again. This goes back to the old days. You remember when you, me, and Chris would do the show back in the 1800s?
Oh, I remember.
And when you got unruly, I would just mute you, and I had to turn your spider
It was bullshit then. It was bullshit now.
I had the controls then. Yes.
Yeah.
I have the controls that I do
17
now.
fucking years later, and you're like, I'm in the control room. I can just yeah.
Come, right? When
I mean, it's incredible.
Control, but I got
you still muted me though. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The other day, Steve was like,
I can mute you if you want. I could put you on full screen. It's
I will mute. I will make him. Yeah. Look at that. You have a Jens. Oh, look at that. There's 3 cameras.
Yes.
Exactly. Wait, we used to have 3 cameras at the old studio.
I know. Yes, that was you cheers Jens? Yes.
I'm trying to figure out why I have nothing to cheers with.
Cameras. Water. Well, we have 3. But now he can make actually more shots than he could back in those days. So there was one on Steve, one on Chris and I, and one on me. And Chris always took great offense at the fact that there was one on me but not one on him. He wanted his own camera.
But he spoke very little during the show, and
he did.
and it was to turn the camera around, I had to go out to the studio.
Only because I don't give many opportunities for anyone else to speak.
You
talk so
like to talk a lot.
I never stop. Yeah, just like I can see that.
I know. I never get a word in edgewise. I'm like, when's this Joe guy going to take his breath?
You never shut the fuck up, Joe. There it is.
Jens has talked so little during this show that you know.
I'm like, why am I on this show?
This is your podcast, Jens. You know, come on. What do you got to bring here?
Elbow me out. Elbow me.
Well, I was, watching some of the shows, and what am I talking about? I was listening to some of these podcasts, and I was reminded of some things that I had completely forgotten about, and I was enlightened by several things I didn't necessarily know because I never listened to these podcasts. I've been recorded, so I never really listened to my voice, but. About some funny stuff, and sometimes it's just so cringeworthy, on my part to listen to it, because I'm thinking, God damn, Steve, he has a much better radio voice than I do. I gotta practice my radio voice or something so it sounds better when I listen to myself.
Standard? Am I that standard for you? Jens?
Yeah, for me, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the bar there on that.
Well, Joe's that standard for me, so
I try.
And there are so many conversations that we've had that I've just completely forgotten, and some things that we've done that I've also, forgotten about already. Like when you first started hunting,
Yes.
you were telling this story about, Joe, you might've been with him. I don't remember. You guys
first
been
started,
together.
yeah. I was there.
But Steve, Steve, you guys were trying to find the perfect spot, right? You're trying to find the perfect spot in the marsh there, but you didn't quite get the perfect spot. So Steve kept on describing it as like a stagnant, swampy marsh hole. We found a stagnant, swampy marsh hole, and we stayed there all day.
That's a hell of a stretch. I haven't hunted with Steve in years. We went out together that first season. It was ill-fated, and we haven't hunted together since. I can't say that strikes a bell. But again, I exist only in the moment. Need I bring all of my booze?
You don't need to bring the bottles back.
My recall is virtually zero right now. There are many fades going on right now. There are at least two fades, and maybe the fade of nostalgia coming in there is another fade, and yeah,
you might be seeing double, and
I mean possibly triple.
Oh no!
Not because
that's a little too much, Joe. That's too much, Joe.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Too much. Yes. No. Don't make me the main camera.
And then there was another story that I'd forgotten about, and that was at the beginning when Steve was running everywhere, and he was doing the Ragnar.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Ragnar.
Yeah.
Steve, where did you sleep? Where did you sleep during the Ragnar?
In the driver's seat, like the bitch I No. The Ragnar, which, if you're not familiar, is a 200-ish mile run from San Francisco to Napa, weaving through the bay.
But as a team.
But it's as a team of 12. About 200 miles over the course of 2 days. And
wait! Real quick.
Yes.
Is there a comment from Mark Gigantelli on the?
There is.
What does it say?
Steve, you never got the Zach Wilde interview. I'm still disappointed. Sorry, motherfucker. We interviewed Zach Wilde like 3 times. Not our fault. You were never there. So I got the Zach Wilde interview.
Ooh, sting! I was there for the first one with McDermott. Steve,
Yep.
I believe there were alcoholic beverages offered. Did you accept?
I did not. I had a Red Bull because I was not drinking at that point, and you had half of a beer in which you dumped the other half out back by the dumpster, if I recall.
I accepted the alcoholic beverage.
You did.
Did you?
You accepted it and wandered away.
You were like, I will take a Red Bull.
I was comfortable in my non-drinking days of 20 years old.
Non-drinking days.
Yes. Even Zach Wilde.
There's a word. There's a word for that. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. You know what word I'm thinking of.
Okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you heard me.
Wow. This guy's had a couple of drinks, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more clip that we're going to get to before we get into a round of money, which is going to be a lot of fun. So this is a concert that we talked about earlier in the show, in which we went to see Jack's Mannequin 10-year reunion. This was incredible because Ender McMahon was playing the album Everything in Transit from beginning to end, and I had one other opportunity to see him do that in between his career choices, and was yanked away by my ex-wife on my daughter's birthday for three songs into the set.
Roasted.
No. And so on the day when I had the opportunity to see him play my favorite album from beginning to end, which is a 36 or 38-minute album, I was yanked away about 12 minutes into that. So I was bitter and thought I'd never get the chance again. You, Jens, and you, Joe, got the opportunity to join, and we had a big group there. And then there was, let's just say, there was some fun that ensued not only during the show but after. So let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
So you can't go.
Yeah. Oh my God, you recorded this?
Steven, you're standing in it, dude. You're standing in it. There's so much pee.
And it drained onto his foot. Look at that! Oh my God!
I think I saw his waiter. There he goes. Just ran away. He's coming over here. Where are you going? There he goes. Round two.
He's getting all the piss off his shoes. I'm not mad about it.
This bitch and drive. Get in.
Oh my
God. Get in quick. Get in.
Holy shit, you trying to get those extra steps
Get
in?
in.
Is it midnight?
You're trying to get those extra steps.
Yeah.
Oh my God! We all look so young.
We did, right?
I know.
I included this picture as a memory from the from the show, and we.
So it's Paulette Powers on the far left, Ashley Young, Jens Schipull, Steve Jones, Jackie Wilson, Joe Wilson, all the way over.
Yes,
that's great.
10th anniversary, and I mean, what a freaking show! I mean, that again, we talk about two concerts back to back that are we're at the Regency.
All right, here's a deep pull. I'm gonna see if Jens has it, because I still do, even though I am wasted. Jens, what was the cover that Andrew McMahon played at the end of the show?
Was the cover?
Yeah, it was the encore. He actually closed out with it. I know Steve does it. I know he does.
I don't know, dude. I don't remember.
Ah, Steve, come on.
I don't remember it offhand. I don't remember that. So go ahead.
No, he played Tom Petty's "It's American Girl." It's
American Girl. Okay.
American Girl.
Yeah, I saw him play that at another show at.
So he closed out this show with that song, right?
Yeah.
Right. That was his. Yeah, that was his like Jordan moment where he jumped from the free throw line and was like, "Brah!"
Yeah.
And then Tom Petty died. He died like 6 months later. Tom Petty was dead.
Yeah. What was even worse was I saw Tom Petty at Bottle Rock, and left halfway through. Actually, I mean, I was all 3 days there, and and it was one of those things that you compare it to before, other times you've seen him. I saw Tom Petty 2 years in a row in 05 and 06 from the photo pit, the whole show, which was freaking incredible. So closer than front row. And so I seeing him at Bottle Rock, 100 people back, was like, it's fine. I had to go to actually your house, Joe. I biked to your house.
God, what an elitist you are. What an elitist. You're like, it's fine.
And then I regretted it, a little bit, right?
Yeah, because then he was dead shortly thereafter.
He was, yeah. He did. He actually had a couple more shows after that, but Bottle Rock was.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was close. It was close to his last show, yeah.
I remember that we did a podcast together too, where we were joking about how Bottle Rock used to be cool, you know, because they were with it enough to give Concert Pipeline passes, you know, and those days are all long gone.
They are, yes. We were lucky to go cover Bottle Rock in, you know, capacities and interview bands from it, like for a couple of years. I think it was 2 years.
No, we're gigantic. Regionally, Steve, we have 10,000 unique listeners.
We do.
So many.
So actually, you bring this to a good point, because we are at 9,819 Facebook likes right now and counting. They're adding up pretty quickly, and
unbelievable.
And so this is actually something
Thank you
to do on the show today. Thank you, everybody. Yes,
thank you very much.
I wanted to throw this out on episode 300 that for the 10,000th like, I'm going to be sending out a BFD 2018 back when there were concerts tour poster with Mark Hoppus's signature on it. So yes, Mark Hoppus.
Signed BFD 2018.
Yes,
Steve. Yeah.
Yes.
How many years over the hill was BFD? You got that.
It was, you know, a little past its prime. I mean, Live 105 doesn't even exist anymore. It's all,
I know.
But they're still doing, I think, BFDs, you know, when there's concerts, of course, right? So, you know, at this point, anybody would go to any concert. And, you know, Blink-182 wasn't the only band that played. Dirty Heads, The War on Drugs, AWOL Nation, James Bay, Judah and the Lion. Way down the line is a superstar now, Billie Eilish.
Okay, all right. Wow. So to be clear, AWOL Nation was big in like 2011. Okay. Who else? Who else played?
Oh, James Bay. The War on Drugs. Okay.
Next. Okay. Also terrible. Next.
Dirty Heads. AJR.
Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
You don't listen to modern, you know, alternative music. So.
I listen to a lot of music.
Yes, but you know, more obscure than what is playing on the radio, I'd imagine.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. BFD played underground bands. Sure.
Yeah, that's what we listen to. Joe, Jens, are you ready for a round of a game that we like to call Money?
Maybe.
Money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That photo taken in my apartment in San Diego in 2004.
You know it
is well played. That is fucking nuts right there. I haven't seen that photo in a long time.
It's been a minute, you know. I was looking for a picture because somewhere a picture exists, Joe, of you holding like a wad of cash when you and I were in the car. You and Chris and I were in the car together after a show. I don't know. You had a wad of cash and you were holding it out. And
I don't remember that at all. But goddamn, I would love to see that photo.
It exists somewhere. And
18-year-old me looking like fucking 16-year-old everyone else, like flipping some cash.
Right?
What was the face I was making? Was I like gangster?
I don't know.
That's amazing. How have I never seen this? I didn't know that existed.
It existed. So I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I opted for San Diego instead. So, so to refresh,
I have all those San Diego pictures somewhere.
You do. Well, this one wasn't in San Diego. This was back in the Napa days before him. So.
I don't have any of those.
No.
Check your mom's garage.
I don't know. I don't think my mom's garage. That's not so bad.
Come on, they're on a shelf somewhere.
I'm sure they are. But oh, that was good. I just tickled me. You gotta check your mom's garage. I gotta go.
You make it sound dirty. I meant like legitimately. Are there photos in your mom's garage in a box somewhere?
It's just the way you said it. It's brilliant.
All right. Anyway, so Deep Space Nine. We're going to talk
We're on
about
a game of money.
Star Trek. Oh
So-
yeah. Deep Space Money. Yeah, right.
Jens, if you haven't played Money before, I thought we played on episode 200, but it's been a while.
Could be. Don't remember.
So the rules of the game are this, right? I'm going to throw out a celebrity. Actually, all of the names I'm going to be throwing out are guests that have appeared on our program. We're going
Wait. Interruption. How do we make comments public to all viewers? Because we have a few comments that have come through and you haven't.
They need to like the page or something, right? So
I don't know. You said right. I don't know.
If you're talking about Mark Gigantelli, his messages are going through on YouTube.
Really? It's Gigantelli. How do you not know
Gigantelli.
that?
I've had a couple of drinks myself. Okay, so his most recent comment just reminded me.
I'm going to guarantee not as many as I have. All right.
No. So we have
money.
10 artists here, 10 celebrities that we're going to go through. We're going to go take turns alternating, and you're going to guess what their net worth is. And at the end of the game, whoever's the closest overall will be the winner of this round of money.
What do you think, Jan?
I remember losing this really badly last time.
So would it help if I told you the total net worth of all 10 of our guests combined?
Ooh, the total the total net worth of all 10 of our guests combined?
Yes.
Not the average. I can't remember. Okay, wait. So Kyle guessed.
So I'm going to give you names. I'm going to give you the names. You don't get. You'll get.
Yeah, please. I was like,
you don't have to guess.
There's no way.
Guesses on the list. Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say whose net worth is 10 million.
Right. Yeah. So you have to find one that is.
All right.
So
who are the guests?
Total net worth is 161 millions of all from all 10 guests. Okay. So Joe, you will go first.
I thought we were supposed to guess their net worth.
You're going to guess the net worth of the individual person. We'll alternate between the. Okay. Yes. Okay. It's been a little while since you played this game. It's okay. So first, celebrity net worth. No using resources. I don't know what you're doing out there to the side, but
all I'm doing is writing names. I'm wasted. I have to follow.
Okay. Andrew McMahon is up first.
Who's taking notes?
Celebrity net worth. What is his net worth, Joe?
Andrew McMahon is worth $6 million.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
$2 million. $2 million.
I'm going to say 650,000.
Okay. So the correct answer is 7 million.
Ooh, I was close with that first 6. I was like, but wait a minute. I was like, but he might have flagged in the pandemic.
These are pre-pandemic numbers?
These are just numbers according to the website Celebrity Net Worth. So I think these might be posts, but we are now bringing Spooky Boner back on the show. Sorry, Mark.
Spooky Boner. Well done. Okay, Andrew McMahon, 2 million. So 650K. I take the first round.
You take the first round, but we're not counting. We're not going by total number of rounds. We're going to go by by the average numbers. But
no, we're going to go by both. We're going to go by rounds.
There's going to be two ways to win. Yeah, everybody's a winner.
And then we'll have to have a sudden death.
Yeah, Kyle Gass.
All right, next one.
You want to do Kyle Gass? What is Kyle Gass' net worth?
Kyle Gass is definitely only worth $2 million.
Okay. And Jens, what is your guess for Kyle Gass from Tenacious D Fave?
Well, I'm gonna think 175.
Million or thousand?
1,750,000.
That's not what you said.
175 for short.
Okay.
1,750,000. Got it. Okay, locked in. I wrote that down.
Okay. Kyle Gass's net worth is $3 million.
I'm closer.
Another round for Joe. You need to get a little bit closer here, Jens. Okay.
Damn. But he was only 250 behind me. That was close.
It wasn't that far, but he's going to have to tighten things up.
True.
It's okay. We have eight rounds. Eight more rounds.
All right. Who's third?
Next up is Jack Antonoff, the guitarist of Fun and lead singer of Bleachers. He's produced What's Her Name albums, from the pop star.
You know who he is. Yeah.
Jack Antonoff. You know who he is, Jens?
Yeah.
He produced Lady Gaga. Not Lady Gaga. What is it?
He's produced some pretty serious shit.
Yeah.
Was it Pink?
No. Now I'm fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah. T Swift. There you go. Nicely done. I was like, Pink. Jesus Christ.
No.
How fucking old am I? I'm like, Pink. She hasn't had a song in like 15 years. Her. Yeah, her. All right, Jack. How much is he worth?
That's it. Let Jens answer this one first.
50 million. All right.
50 million is your guess?
What 50? Definitely not even fucking close to that. Jack Antonoff is an incredible producer. He's a very talented musician, but his band Bleachers is essentially underground and never really broke through. He's had cameos and everything, and he's produced big albums. 50 million though is very, very generous. I would say 10 million tops.
Okay. Joe says 10 million. Yen says 50 million. The correct answer is 25 million.
Woo! Okay.
So both actually.
By 15, and I didn't go over. We'll just go by closest. So that's unique.
I have a spreadsheet that's working for me right now. This is going to tell you where you're at and everything. So,
all right. Cam is off because I'm taking a pisser. We'll be right back.
I didn't know we had a commercial break here. Oh my gosh, everybody's leaving. Apparently, this is the time we bring Spooky Boner back. Apparently, Mark. So, do you have their number because we can get them back on the line?
I haven't had Spooky Bonus's number since we were children.
Oh, okay. You didn't keep that around?
No. It died several phones ago.
Oh, that's too bad. Because this would have been a great reunion of the worst.
Yeah. No, it would have been great.
Yeah. That was
all right. That was a good long piss. I'm gonna get another beer.
Oh, okay. So we are taking a commercial break. Oh man, you do need another beer. I know. You've only had about 3, right?
Pliny, that's for sure. Yeah, 3.
No Red Bull. Hey, we're past the Red Bull days, Joe. I've progressed since then. So
what?
I don't know. Oh, Jens was here and then he left. And cheers to number 4 for you. So Foster's
for me.
North Coast. No, is it?
How many have you had, Steve?
Well, this is my second right now. Well, third right now, actually, during the show. So,
man, I am obliterating you.
You are. You're drinking me under the table, as it were. So,
usually do.
Yeah. Well, we have an empty chair here, so round 4 of the show is going to be rather challenging until the seat fills.
I'm 3-0 right now, baby. 3.
Yes,
I know.
You're taking a good strong lead at this point.
9 rounds or 10 rounds of money?
10 rounds, and even 10.
10 rounds. There he is.
Yes. All right. Yes, Jens refilled. Good. I had another one ready to go, so I'm good for the next 7.
What is that, Steve? Jens, you're on mute.
Deschutes. And Jens, you're so muted.
Deschutes what? How do I?
There you go. It is. I unmuted you. You're good. Fresh Haze IPA.
Yeah, it's good beer.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I started with
is that the Fresh Haze Cousins? Ooh, what is that? Is that Hen House right there? Yeah.
Yep. I had to go to Hen House real quick.
Some good beer.
Brewski.
Yes.
I am drinking Scrimshaw, so I've upgraded from my Bud Light Guinness. Garbage, bad beer. Yeah, no, but the Pliny was good.
Pliny can't go wrong with Pliny.
Okay, so
you can't. Double dry hop.
Jens, Joe was thrown down the gauntlet saying he's up 3 at this point right now.
Yeah, I'm letting him get warmed up.
We do have some time left to get through 3 series. Freaking Joe. All right, number 4, guys. We're gonna let Jens take this one first as well. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman, Jens. What is his net worth? Oscar winner Gary Oldman now.
I know.
Now,
so many good things.
You're on Concert Pipeline.
Fucking movie star.
Yeah.
He has an Oscar.
Yes, he does.
I don't know how much money those people make. Is it more than 50 million?
You're gonna have to take a guess. I don't know. What's your guess?
I'm gonna have Joe go first.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, he defers. All right. So Oscar winner Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Who is I would say well traveled.
Yeah.
Story actor in Hollywood.
A thespian, indeed.
Indeed. Is he worth more than Jack Antonoff? Oh yeah. Is he like? He's not like a marquee name unless it's like an art house film. Like I can't name one film that exclusively starred Gary Oldman where he wasn't just playing a character actor. So I'm going to say 40 million. That's what I'm going to say. 40 million.
Okay. Jens, what is your guess?
I'm going to stick with my safe 50 million.
Okay.
Okay. Staying safe with 50. The correct answer is 40 million.
Ooh. Oh, no way.
Joe got it on the dot.
Oh,
shit. On the dot. Oh.
I have nothing to say to that.
On the dot. Yes. Good work, Joe.
I think that's the closest I've been, though.
Power
that is.
Cheers, Joe.
It is. Hey. There we go.
Cheers. Penthouse to Shoots and Scrimshaw. The other two are really good. This is me.
Yes. All right.
Joe look good.
Next up is Jerry Harrison of the Talking Heads. I interviewed him the same evening that I interviewed Gary Oldman at the Celebrating David Bowie show. So what is Jerry Harrison of the Talking Heads worth? Jens, you deferred last time. It's your turn to go first.
I'm going to say 25 million.
Okay. Joe.
No, not even close. 15.
15 million. Okay. Jerry Harrison is worth 15 million.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? This can't be happening.
Can't make this shit up.
I mean, no bullshit. No bullshit. I have no idea. I have no idea how much these people are actually worth. I am just dunking on again. I am dunking on you over and over and over again. I'm like Jordan.
Joe, you are in the zone. You're like so zoning right now. You are just a stream of knowledge.
I'm zoned out.
One with all knowing.
Yes. Yes. So we don't think we need a status update, but
I have to go pee.
I mean, what? You just had a potty break. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, I have to go pee again.
What is happening again?
All right, I'm listening. Go on. Who's next?
She's listening. Oh,
you
great.
Can call it out from the toilet.
Yes. Okay. We have.
Still here.
We have like 5 more rounds. Okay. Next
All right,
up
okay.
is.
Keep it going.
Next up is Aaron Neville. Are you both familiar with Aaron Neville?
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Jens is. No. Okay. Aaron Neville was a famous musician back in the day, around the 90s. He is. Let's see.
Oh wait! Like Aaron Neville is like.
Yes. Go ahead. Hit it.
Okay. All right. And you came to me on a summer breeze. That guy? He's like a male Cher.
Yeah,
I'm trying
pretty
to
much.
remember, what his voice sounds like. Yeah, he was high.
I know that.
High up there.
He was. So let's see. His biggest single, I think. I don't know. What is it? Everybody plays the fool sometimes.
Everybody plays the fool, yeah. That would have been the song that I would have picked, yeah. Aaron Neville. Wait.
Yeah, he did "Close Your Eyes" with Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah. But like, why is he on Money?
So because I interviewed him, and that interview was, I mean, it was hard to understand anything he was saying, you know.
No, I don't know why.
I don't know what he had in his mouth at the time, but it was. I asked. I'd never do this. Right? I asked him to do the interview again, and was shut down. So I played it on the podcast, or on an episode with the Naked and Famous, and
did you put subtitles under it?
If I could have understood what he said, I could have. So anyway, Aaron Neville is next up. So Joe, you're up in terms of
Aaron Neville. Everybody plays the fool. I mean, so here's the thing about Aaron Neville. Okay.
Yes.
He was big when record companies still took advantage of the artists. Okay.
Yes.
So my gut tells me that Aaron Neville is not worth that much money.
Okay.
Based solely on that. So I'm going to say that Aaron Neville is worth, I mean, everybody knows an Aaron Neville song, but not everybody knows who Aaron Neville is. So I'm going to say Aaron Neville's worth like $8 million.
Okay. And Jens, what is your guess?
I'm going to go with 10.
10 million. Okay.
Watch it be 8.
It is freaking 8. What? 3 in a row, exactly.
You are fucking with me.
I'm not even. The spreadsheet exists with us on here. So,
dude.
3 in a row.
Creepy.
Joe's nickname is Bullseye, by the way. So.
I am fucking on fire. I am everything. It's Curry. Everything. It's Kobe. It's going in every time.
It's going
That
in.
is fucked up. I am not fucking around. I have no idea what these people are actually worth. I am guessing. This is 100% me being like, they had some songs. I don't know.
Your logic is sound.
Well, okay, Aaron Neville, I'm not even shitting you. For a second, I was like, Aaron Neville probably made like a couple of $100,000 off any of his hits in the 80s and 90s, which in today money is worth millions, because he probably bought like a nice house and probably had an accountant who invested some of it for him, right? That's literally where my brain went. I was like, oh yeah, he's probably got a house that's appreciated in value like 3 or 4x. He probably has a house in Malibu, in the hills, or maybe a little ways up the canyon. I'm at a loss right now. I can't believe it. I'm pitching a shutout. Okay.
Yes, you got your work cut out for you. I'll just say.
I mean, well, no, it's mathematically impossible. How many people? You had 10.
There's 4 more. We're gonna get through all 4 rounds.
Right,
You're the
right,
goat.
10 total. I have 6 in a row. Okay, 6 total and 3 in a row that are directly on. So I mean, it would take.
It's gonna be like the biggest strikeout.
Eliminated, but bring it on.
Yeah. All right. So the next round, guys, is Martin Barr. Now, Martin Barr is the guitarist in Jethro Tull. I had the opportunity to interview him twice for the program, actually, and he is the next guest or the next celebrity in this round of money. Jens, you'll go first on this one.
I'm gonna say 5 million.
5 million. Okay. Joe, what is your guess?
All right, catch me up. Who are we? Who are we doing?
We are doing Martin Barr.
What day is it?
So again, he was the guitarist from Jethro Tull. And he was in the band Jethro Tull for most of its existence. Yes.
Jens, what did you guess?
He guessed 5
I'm
million.
not telling. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, he's sorry.
He's definitely not worth that. 3 million.
3 million. Okay.
If it's 3 million, I'm leaving this show.
Well, you're lucky, Jens. Actually, you won this round, and the correct answer is 50 million.
50? 50?
50 million. Martin Barr is our biggest net worth.
There was a reason I was guessing 50 million.
Why?
Okay. All right, you're getting there.
Here's what's ridiculous is that in terms of aggregate off amounts, Jens might be beating me now because I guessed 3, he guessed 5, and it was 50, right? So the delta was like tens of millions.
So,
I mean, I still have you.
So Joe,
I clinched the title. Okay, it's sick.
Your glory days are over, man.
So we have 3 more rounds. Next up is Ben Kweller, who I interviewed slightly before the pandemic started, actually, and that was a really memorable interview. Someone I was a really big fan of. Ben Kweller. Joe, you can go first.
5 million.
5 million.
Yeah.
Jens, what do you got?
Wait, who's he again?
He has
he has a bunch of indie songs. He wasn't he had involvement on a couple of interesting things, but what was his biggest song? It's he does this folk song. I don't know. He's a folky kind of guy. He's good. I like Ben Kweller. He's really good. I haven't listened to him in probably close to 15 years.
It's been a
minute. Yeah, he sounds so familiar. I'm gonna go with 6.
Okay, Jens with 6, Joe with 5. The correct answer is 2 million.
2 million.
Gotta say 4.
That's another round for me.
Another round for Joe. He's not rubbing it.
I mean, you stopped the shutout though. I mean, that's an honorable mention.
You know what?
Wow.
Shut out. I'm okay with it.
It's okay. 2 more. You could come back. There's 2 more.
Otherwise, luck isn't even on my side.
So the
luck
next
is
round,
definitely on mine tonight.
the next round is an artist from the 80s named Tiffany. Jens. Yeah, this one's yours. You're familiar with Tiffany?
Yeah, the one here.
Can you name one song by Tiffany? Only one.
Yeah, I might have to sing it if I remember it.
Yeah. I can't remember the name either.
So her big song was actually.
No, don't say it, Steve. Don't say it, Steve.
I'm not going to say it.
Sing it, and then I will sing it.
I don't know. I just got shit. No,
Can't remember?
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about a bunch of other songs that were popular at that time, but I just can't come up with
it's okay. Okay, so she had the mall song. There was the music video was they were in a mall. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the hook went like do 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 do. Her singing was really bad. Vindicate me, Steve.
You're doing great, Joe. So her big song was I Think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now. That's it.
Yes, and it was.
I think we're alone now.
It was a cover of Tommy James.
Gonna come around.
Oh, Jen's got the right.
Think we're alone now.
Which is a cover from '67.
Coming back to me now.
James and the Shondells. So that's Tiffany. That was her biggest song, and like you said, a one-hit wonder from that song. I mean, she had other songs as well, but not that it charted like that. And she was also she acted as an animated character. Can anyone name the animated character?
In what?
I talked to her about. It was a cartoon from back in our childhood as well. In a movie, actually. To be
great.
She played it in the movie version of the cartoon, but it was a TV show.
What?
Judy Jetson.
No way.
In the Jetsons movie. Yes.
The Jetsons movie. How many fucking people saw that movie?
I don't know.
All the time, man. It was, dude. The Jetsons way better than Deep Space Nine. Way better.
Okay, the Jetsons movie opening box office. Let's see how much that movie made. Oh, it only made $3.8 million.
Wow.
I'm sure it has a lot more fans.
Over 5.
Wow.
Just over 5 million opening weekend. All right.
So as a kid,
terrible. That is 1/4 of its total gross. Garbage. That is garbage.
So I was a fan of Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, actually, that movie, because it crossed both worlds, right? As a crossover. It's a thing.
These were fucking cartoons from 30 years before you were born, dude. What the fuck?
I don't think
I remember seeing the live action. I saw the live action Flintstones, and I was like, "This movie sucks." This movie is fucking awful.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
So the only time I ever saw those cartoons was on Nick at Night when I was staying the night at other people's houses because we didn't have cable. And every time I watched it, I was like, "The show is fucking stupid. The show is fucking stupid. It's fucking bad." They're like, "Oh, the garbage disposal is a dinosaur." Okay, it's fucking stupid. They run. The cars don't have engines. They just run around. Okay, it's fucking stupid. I actually remember, I'm not even fucking around right now. I remember having this thought of being like, dinosaurs and people cannot exist at the same time. I know this for a fact. And I was like 7 or 8 when I became aware that these shows existed. And I was like, oh, this show's bad. This is bad. I remember thinking as a kid, well, wait, humans and dinosaurs were totally different eras on the planet.
You're
more scientifically literate than mainstream television producers in the 50s.
Yeah,
but they were high when they wrote that shit.
Yeah.
In the 50s? I don't know. In the 50s, I think they were like, how can we get money?
Speaking of money, Tiffany. We're back to Tiffany.
Oh, yeah.
Tiffany. I don't remember whose turn it is, but Joe, you can go first.
Nah, I mean, so she apparently was a star in a show, in a movie that opened with a 25 million box office opening weekend, which is fucking crazy, considering I've never seen this film. And apparently anybody else than you hasn't seen it either, Steve. And she had, I think, Her Alone Now, which was not a good song. I know it. Everyone knows it. It's not a good song. Man, I'm going to say, well, royalties off of that song.
It's been a long time.
12 million.
12 million. Okay. Jens, what's your guess?
I'll say 15.
15 million. Okay. You guys think Tiffany's doing pretty well? She's 4 million.
She's not.
I think she's getting tons of royalties.
4 million for Tiffany.
I mean, I'll take
no way.
Yes. Which takes us to the last round of money for episode 300, and this is Karma and Appice of the Appice brothers, who I was on their show Hanging and Banging last week, their YouTube show, and he was one of those classic rock drummers. Him and his brother both were.
Wait, I didn't even hear the name. Who?
Carmine Appice. So
how do you spell Appice?
Stop it. You don't get to look it up.
I don't even know who this is.
So no.
Wasn't someone from the Sex Pistols on that show too?
I'm not looking. Yeah. Oh, only one. Maybe a Steve Jones or two.
he was in Ozzy's band. He performed with Beck, Ted Nugent, a bunch of.
What does he play?
He's a drummer.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So
that fucking guy is 74 years old.
Goddamn. Okay. Born in 1946. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Joe's looking at his
that is twice as old as I am now. He's good. He looks good. He looks good for an old guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at him go. All that. He was a drummer. Hair.
Mm-hmm.
For a Wahoo.
He still is a drummer. So he was in Vanilla Cream. Yeah, he's been associated.
Oh, never mind. Oh, I found like a close-up shot. It looks recent. It looks old.
All right. Jens, you're gonna make your guess first. What is your guess?
I'm gonna say 6 million. Shout out to Grasshopper. Shout out Grasshopper. You piece of shit.
Wow. Joe.
I'm gonna say 6 million.
Joe's going back to public access TV show days, Jens. Joe, what is your guess for Carmine? That's his net worth. Jens.
It was Odard 30. It was Grasshopper.
Yes.
Who is the old fuck? Scratch.
Scratch. Yes.
Scratch. You old bastard. I'll never forget him ridiculing me. I went to Mexico for the first time as a kid when I was very young. And I was 18 and I'd never been. And I went to Rosarito and I was like, wow. Wow. I was blown away. I had never seen anything like it. And he was like, you've disparaged another nation. And I was like, no, I haven't. I talked about my observations. I had never been there. And I was totally ignorant.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, no.
Okay, so Carmine piece.
Yes.
Jens thinks he's worth 6 million.
Correct.
The dude has been a drummer forever.
Yes.
Forever. I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't think he's worth that much. He was the drummer for a few major acts. He's probably worth more.
Okay.
I want to keep it. I want to keep you at 1. I want to hold you to 1 million. So I'm overthinking it. Drummer for legendary acts. And old, very old.
Man, this has been
10 million. 10 million.
10.
10.
Okay. The correct answer is 7 million.
Oh.
Jens on that round.
Jens with 2. Wow. 2 to 8.
Yes. So at the end of all 10 rounds, Joe was off by 52.8%, and Jens was off by 71.8%. So that takes us to make Joe the winner.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
I know, right?
Edward for episode 400, Jens.
Yeah, next round. Jens, you're
still on mute. You're on mute.
He's been on mute the whole show. No. Yeah, Jens, I can't unmute you. You gotta unmute yourself, or you have to
unmute it.
Headphones with the mic. So.
Jens, you're still on mute.
Really?
You're still on mute.
His AirPods died because he didn't charge them or something, and
yeah, your Bluetooth isn't working, man. You gotta just unmute yourself.
Okay, you might have to take the headphones off and go rogue.
I don't think it's working.
We can't end the show until until you get some money.
I had 3 on the fucking nose.
Yeah, I know. That was incredible. 3 rounds back to back. Was
In a row. Back to back.
Unprecedented. Yes. 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 It was
Unreal. I never thought I would see the day.
This is your crowning achievement, Joe.
How did you calculate 52.8 to 71.8?
Oh, my girlfriend Tracy, I have to give a shout out to, made this spreadsheet that tracked all of the totals as we went out.
That's lovely. Well done, Tracy. Mad props.
Yes,
I was like,
give her credit.
So quickly. I was like, because we had a spreadsheet earlier, and I was like, Steve's going to be typing numbers in and trying to calculate formulas and shit. And
it is not a pretty way to have a podcast.
I mean, that's part of why I started writing everything down. Is I was like, I'm going to be able to.
Didn't trust me. No, it wasn't in my hands. It was in Tracy's, luckily. So Jens, it looks like you're unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
We can. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I know I had those things charged, ready to go. They're fully charged, but they're old. I think I bought them the day the AirPod 2s came out or something like that. I've had them forever. So they don't last more than 2 hours.
Okay, we found out. So that seems like a good time to end the show. So congratulations, Joe, on your money win.
What? We were here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We could go for hours more.
Joe's ready to continue on. You have any
like 2 years from now?
What?
Joe, do you have any lasting memories that you want to share as we wind out the pod? Anything?
I mean, Steve, I can't thank you enough for inviting me on this journey. It was a long time ago that you and I wore paper hats and flipped burgers together at In-N-Out, and you were like, "Hey, man, I have a cable access show. You should totally come, and you should be on it." And I was like, "What the fuck? What are you talking about?"
Like, how random.
Yeah.
I had no idea what you were talking about. And we went down to the old, I'm not going to say 28 because it was 45 back then. And we went to the studios at Napa High, and you put a camera on, and we entertained. And it was bad. It was always bad. It was terrible. But that's not what it was about. It was about just doing it and having fun. And it was always an outlet for us to hang out. It was an excuse for us to hang out, but it was always an outlet for our shared passion and love and drive for music. And for that, I'll always be grateful. I will never forget the first time that you were like, "Yeah, I got us an interview." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And you were like, "Yeah, we're going to go to this show and we're going to watch it for free and we're going to interview the band." And that's like icing on the cake, And then we had Krispy Kreme and In-N-Out, and that was the cherry on top.
That was the best part at 1 a.m., right? Yeah.
It was always the best. But no, we always had a great time. And I have 1,000 thank yous for you, as quite literally, thank you for all of the great memories, all the great shows. Thank you for, like I said, inviting me all those years ago on this journey, because I really appreciate it. I really do. If you take this part of my life out, if you hadn't invited me, if you hadn't been like, "Hey, go to this show and watch it with me, and we'll do an interview, and we'll watch it, and it'll be free, and it'll be fun." And I was like, "What? Okay." If you take all that out, I am a far less interesting person, I think, on so many levels. Because otherwise, all I do is I assault you and talk to you about Star Trek. So, I can't say thank you enough. But thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all the memories. Thank you for all the shows. Thank you for inviting me on this wonderful and weird voyage that it's been. And here's to 300 more. 300 more.
I love it.
300 more.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah. Well, thank you for that, because it's been just as much fun for me. And one of the biggest joys I could get was having you and the other people who hosted my shows over the years have the opportunity to interview your favorite bands as well. Which is, I mean, it doesn't get cooler than that, right? Like, you don't expect to be able to do that sort of thing in your life, right?
No, I mean, nobody would ever think to like send emails and set up interviews and like conduct interviews and correspond and have connections and then like do all the bad interviews so you can get the good interviews. I mean, that is totally you. That is so Steve Jones. It is a classic worker's mindset of like, I can make this happen if I work hard enough. And here you are, 300 episodes into a podcast that we started together as like an outlet for you because you needed a hobby, you needed something. I remember we were talking about it on the phone and you were like, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's Concert Pipeline, maybe it's it's not stage right and it's not stage left. And Concert Pipeline had existed when you were in college, but you were like, I don't know, maybe that's the thing, the new medium. And you were on the podcast train. I mean, we've been doing this for, this year now is 7 years. It marks 7 years, not to the day, but 7 years of doing this podcast. And it's crazy to think about that because when you started this podcast in 2014, they still had not broken through yet. They weren't like the thing that everybody did. It wasn't, totally everybody listened to the podcast. But you started one and you went for it. And you were probably part of the reason why everybody does it now.
I'm sure it was.
No, I mean, think about that. It truly was ahead of its time in so much that I don't think podcasts arrived until, the presidential elections of 2016. I feel like that's when it was like everybody started a podcast. And everybody had one. And at that point, the market was saturated. Before that, there was Concert Pipeline. And it's existed in its current form for 7 years. And like I said, 300 episodes. Here's to 7 years more. 7 years more.
Yes.
300 more episodes.
7 years more.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes. Okay. Jens, you have any words to close us out on?
Joe, you stole my speech. There's not more I can add to that. All I can really say is that ditto, but, this last year has been really tough, on many different levels. But, since we're talking about Concert Pipeline here, I think we really need to emphasize that there used to be shows. Like, I've been listening to us talking. It's like, oh, yeah, remember that concert? We're at the point where there used to be shows, like that's past tense.
Not for long. I have
not
two
for long.
shots in my arm. Steve has one shot in his arm. Jens, I know you're not far behind.
I'm gonna get one soon.
You will. By the end of May, everyone who wants a shot will be able to get a shot, and that is a beautiful thing.
And cheers to that, right? So
cheers to that.
Ooh, Steve Jones drinking a shot. Look at that boy.
Mr. Steve, whoa, what are you drinking there, Mr. Steve Jones?
It is a Irish whiskey of some sort. It is very late in the drinking game, so Jameson,
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
really?
Yeah. Yes. And so
Did you get that at Costco?
I don't know. So I want to thank you both as well because going on this voyage, when I set out to do Concert Pipeline as a TV show, like I'd had other hosts do it and everything for a handful of a certain number of episodes, and one host do it for 30. This is back in the day as a TV show, right? And then
who was the
something.
Who was the first host of Concert Pipeline?
Well, you give him a thumbs up and a wink. It was, Concert Pipeline, the first host. It was always been my thing.
Yeah. But
are you talking about co-host?
Are you talking about podcast? Okay.
No, before that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Concert Pipeline.
It was a TV show. When it was a TV show, you had people still doing interviews that weren't you.
But it was me most of the time, I think. So yeah.
But there were other. Who was the first?
Hyro. We're talking about Hyro. You're talking about Hyro.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out.
Yes. Okay. There you go. And So
I mean, if we're talking about we're plumbing the fine structure of this show, Hyro has to be mentioned.
He's got to. Thank you to Hyro for 30 plus episodes of Stage Right and then to Concert Pipeline. But really, I always wanted to scratch that itch, and I always, wanted to get out to shows. And you guys have been, so supportive. I mean, like Joe, like you talked about when we started Concert Pipeline back in 2014, we talked about it, right? And talked about bringing in 3 hosts and everything, co-hosts and everything, and that was just too much, and couldn't get 3 passes to concerts. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just start this thing off and roll with it. And it's been incredible, like to do a show almost every week. I mean, they're a couple weeks off, and around the holidays are tough generally, but I mean, to do one almost every week has been incredible, and so much fun going to all those shows. And now, even through COVID, having a ton of different, bands and interviewing bands all over the world, because we're able to do it through Zoom and get creative with it, and really have them, a lot of the artists are, performing songs acoustic as well, which is so much fun. And it's like your own private concert. Like it's not the same. Like some of the Facebook comments say, I miss live shows, it's not the same, but guess what? This is a close
we all do
right now.
Yeah, we all do.
I think we're all going to appreciate shows.
Thank God for technology.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine this shit happening 40 fucking years ago, or even 100 years ago, when the first Spanish flu hit and like the country was in shambles, the world was in shambles, really. COVID has been a uniquely awful experience, but it makes you really appreciate what you have, and it makes you really think about what's next. The next shows, I'm going to guarantee you the next time that I see Andrew McMahon, I won't be as wasted as I am now, but I will be off the wall. I will be so over the moon. Yeah, oh God, I'm going to go crazy at that show. It's going to be awesome. It really will.
Any show. We'll definitely all get together.
Any show, yeah.
The next concert, whatever that is, because it's.
I'll go see Tiffany sing her song, and I'll be like freaking off the wall.
No. I texted my girlfriend Tracy that like I need to pee, and she hands me this.
All right, tell her to video it.
That's only for backstage.
We'll add it to episode 400.
Yeah. Okay. Something to aspire to. Yeah. So,
there you go.
You'll be back for 400, right, Joe?
I'm in. I'm always in. Every 100 episodes, I'm in.
I love it. And when Jens travels outside the country and we need a guest host, Joe's there. Which isn't right now, luckily. So, okay. So that's our show for episode 300. Coming up on the show, we're gonna keep rolling. We have a lot of great guests. Lucy Spraggan, I got the chance to interview again. Also a band called January Jane, and Matt Pinfield, who is a VJ on MTV, and signed them to his label.
Nobody cares about any of that, but congratulations, boys! 300 episodes, Flogging Molly, all of the best moments thus far, and we will continue to keep it rolling. Until next time, that's Jens Schipull.
That's Steve Jones.
And that is Joe Wilson. Thank you for joining us for episode 300. We'll catch you next time, everybody. And that's where I can hear this again.
I'm like frozen here. I'm posing like
frozen.
Keep it alive.